Hi, first graders. I hear you've been learning a lot about animals. So, we have a new book here for you today called Flying Frogs and Walking Fish. It's by Steve Jenkins and Robin Page, the same author illustrator pair that brought you the books about sleeping animals and bathing animals. Today, we're going to be learning about animal movement. And there are so many different kinds of movement out there. And I was pretty amazed, weren't you, Rory, to read this book? Yeah, when we were practicing, we learned so much about animals. Yeah, so Rory's going to be helping me read this book to you today. So when you hear his voice, you'll know that he's chiming in to comment about the animals I read about. So, Rory, what do you think the boys and girls will learn about animals? Well, I learned that there are animals that fly and there are animals that glide. There's a difference. And some animals, they swim, but other ones, they squirt themselves, and that's how they move. It's called jet propulsion. And, of course, there's other animals that walk and run and jump and hop and so many others. Oh, boys and girls, it's going to be so fun. Oh, it is going to be fun. Shall we go? Let's go. Animals walk, leap, climb, and swim. Some roll or turn flips. Others fly or glide, and a few are even jet propelled. These creatures are found in many shapes and sizes. They come equipped with legs, fins, wings, or tentacles, and they often get from place to place in surprising ways. Have you ever seen a walking octopus? Yes! A common octopus has 8 legs, but it often uses just 2 of them to walk on the sea floor. Walking on 2 legs is just like a human, isn't it? Except that an octopus has 6 legs left over. You're so right. For many animals, walking is the simplest way to get around. It doesn't take a lot of energy, and the slow pace makes it easy to watch for food or danger. Some animals walk in unusual ways, and others choose unexpected places to walk. Marching, strolling, tiptoeing. A fishing spider stays high and dry as it walks on the water's surface. You mean he doesn't even get wet? I guess not. The vampire bat folds its wings and tiptoes up to a cow or other large mammal for a drink of blood. Yuck! Drinking blood? A red-lipped batfish waddles across the sea floor on its fins, searching for small sea creatures to eat. Deep in the ocean, a sea pig strolls along on its tube-like feet. He looks like a pig. Oh, that's why he's called a sea pig. As it walks, a red kangaroo uses its tail as a 5th leg. Yeah, kangaroos need their big tails to balance. A millipede marches along by getting its legs, as many as 750 of them, to work together. 750 legs working together is a lot of coordination, isn't it, Miss Foster? It sure is. A leaping lizard? An agama fits the bill. This agile lizard can leap several times its own body length. Sometimes an animal needs to get to a new spot in a hurry. Maybe a predator is chasing it. Perhaps it is a predator and it's leaping to grab the prey. It could be sending a message or simply trying to get a better look around. Yeah, a lot of predators run fast so they can catch their prey. Jumping, pouncing, springing. Ready, aim, pounce! A jumping spider can leap 50 times its own body length. 50 times? That's like a human jumping up 20 floors high. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. An Adelie penguin rockets from the water and lands plop on an ice floe. That's a cool trick, jumping from the water right onto the ice. A springbok bounds straight up. This tells predators, I won't be easy to catch. On the next page, high above the ground, a ring-tailed lemur vaults from tree to tree, like Tarzan. A manta ray bursts from the water, then lands with a terrific splash. To impress its mate, a Japanese red-crowned crane springs into the air and flutters back to earth. A swimming elephant? Despite its bulk, the Indian elephant is a strong swimmer. By using its trunk as a snorkel, it can breathe when its mouth is underwater. That's funny. He uses his trunk as a snorkel, the same way a diver does. It is, isn't it? Rivers, lakes, and oceans can be challenging environments for animals adapted to life on land or in the air. But swimming, even awkwardly, helps many creatures cool off, find food, or escape danger. Cruising, paddling, diving. A young baboon dives in and paddles around just for fun. I didn't know baboons could swim. The sea butterfly is a kind of snail. It uses its foot, which is shaped like a pair of wings, to cruise through the water. It may be slow and awkward on land, but the three-toed sloth is right at home in the water. Wow, sloths can swim too? A marine iguana, in the middle of the page, swims beneath the waves to graze on seaweed. A sleek cormorant plunges deep into the sea as it pursues a school of fish. The cormorant looks like a diver with its body going straight into the water. You're right. A tree-climbing goat? With its soft, grippy hooves and excellent balance, a domestic goat scampers into the branches of a tree. Why climb a tree? Sometimes that's where a meal can be found. At other times, the branches of a tree are a safe place where many predators can't follow. The goat must have a strong grip to be able to balance on the branches like that. Scrambling, scurrying, slithering. A Hoatzin chick can't fly, but it has an extra set of claws on its wings, and it uses them to scurry up a tree if danger threatens. That's good it can climb up since it can't fly yet. It is, isn't it? As it looks for eggs or baby birds to eat, a black rat snake slithers up the trunk of a tree. A tree-climbing snake? Watch out! A mud skipper drags itself up the roots of a mangrove tree. There it will be safe from hungry fish in the water below. And on the next page, a rat terrier will sometimes chase a squirrel right up into the branches of a tree. A coconut crab shimmies up a palm tree and snips the stalk of a coconut. Then it clambers down and cracks open its prize with powerful claws. So the crab uses its claws to climb up and down the tree and then even crack open the coconut? Wow! Flying snake? A flying snake can't fly like an eagle or a butterfly, but it can glide through the air. It drops from a branch, flattens its body, and sails to a nearby tree. It sounds more like a swinging snake if it sails from tree to tree. Some animals are true flyers. They flap their wings and they can stay airborne for long periods of time. Others are gliders. They sail through the air, but only for a limited distance. Both flyers and gliders often take to the air to escape danger. Oh, I get it. So this snake is a glider, even though it's not a flyer. Gliding, soaring, coasting. As it coasts from tree to tree, a sugar glider steers itself with its tail. Gliding ants nest high in the treetops. If an ant falls off, it uses its flattened head and legs to drift, rear end first, back to its home tree. I've never seen an ant move with his rear end, his bottom going first. A Draco lizard avoids predators by unfurling folds of skin and gliding to safety. His skin makes him look like he's got wings. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And to the next page. The flying frog launches itself into space, spreads its webbed finger and toes, and glides away. The flying frog's toes look like wings too. The rhinoceros beetle is capable of true flight, a surprising ability for such a large and bulky insect. You mean he has a big bulky body compared to his small wings? Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's what I mean. Once it leaves the water, a flying fish can soar the length of a football field on its outstretched fins. The length of a football field? That means the flying fish can go all the way across the ASIJ football field, right? Right? Yeah, I guess that's what it means. Amazing. A rolling spider? A Moroccan desert spider flick-flacks, turns flips across the sand dunes to escape predators. You mean like a cartwheel? Wow, I guess so. For most animals, turning end over end is not an efficient way to get around. But for some creatures, being able to roll or cartwheel away from danger can mean the difference between life and death. Whirling, tumbling, somersaulting. If it gets stranded on the beach, a mantis shrimp somersaults back to the water. A frightened pebble toad pushes off from its rocky mountainside perch and tumbles downhill like a dislodged pebble. And on the next page, a hedgehog turns into a curled up pincushion and makes its escape by rolling away. He's like a little rolling ball, a prickly one. A tiger beetle larva curls up and lets the wind whirl it along the ground. An armadillo lizard bites its tail to form a spiny circle. On sloping ground, it can wheel away from danger. Oh, I get it. It bites its tail so he can become a circle. So he's like a wheel and he can wheel away. Cool, isn't it? A pangolin rolls into an armored ball to defend itself. If the terrain allows, it will roll away from a threat. Wow! A lot of animals roll away to protect themselves from danger, don't they? You're right, Rory, don't they? A jet-propelled fish? A frogfish hovers above the seafloor and surges forward by expelling water from its gills.
Wait, does that mean the water squirts out of his gills?
Yes, isn't that amazing? Some animals that live in or on the water use jet propulsion, forcing a stream of water from their body and sending themselves in the opposite direction. This kind of movement isn't possible on land. Pulsing, jetting, zooming. A vampire squid glides backward by forcing water from its siphon, a tube on its body.
So the squid goes backward as it shoots out water?
Uh-huh. A dragonfly larva shoots water from its tail and zooms across a pond.
It shoots water too? Cool.
The Pacific sea nettle pulses gracefully through the sea by contracting its body and pushing water from its bell.
Oh, this is like a jellyfish, but it's called the Pacific sea nettle.
The nautilus expels water from its shell and propels itself through the sea. By clamping its two shells together, a scallop squirts out water and jets to safety.
So the shell opens and closes to let the water out so it can move? Wow! Animals move in so many different ways. They can jump, fly, turn somersaults, climb trees, swim, and even squirt water in order to move around. I learned so much about how animals move in this book.
Hit pause to read more about the animals that were featured in this book.